As a kid, one thing I hated the most was homework. Today we're going to look at parents who help with homework and parents who hurt with homework on this episode of Life and Stuff. If you dig what I do, please like and subscribe. My kids come home just about every day with book bags full of books. They sometimes devote hours of time towards doing homework. Some parents feel that kids are getting too much homework. Most parents believe that it's the increase in standardized testing that pressures teachers to cover too much information too fast, and this results in piled up homework. This inspires a lot of parents to help their kids with their homework, and it inspires some parents to actually do the kids' homework for them. Is doing a kid's homework for them a big deal? Sources say yes. Scientific surveys, studies, and interviews have shown that not only are many parents doing homework, but they're doing homework wrong. A survey done by Ask.com found that 43% of parents in the U.S. confessed to doing their kids' homework for them. Statistics show that parents from the higher income homes tend to do their kids' homework more than lower income families. This does not mean, however, that lower income families are less involved. That is the opposite of the truth. Lower income families are actually more active in helping with homework. But when higher income families get involved in homework, they end up taking over and doing it. Statistics also show that Southerners are more likely to do homework than others, with 87% of Southerners polled confessing to doing their kids' homework. So, how does a parent end up actually doing the kids' homework? The answer is through justification. Majority of parents are naturally programmed to protect our kids from suffering and pain. Parents are willing to make sacrifices for their kids. We put up the bicycles lift in the driveway. We clean up the messes that we did not make. We stand in crowds, lines, in the cold, in the rain, and so on and so on. So when I see my son at a table miserable for 3 and 4 hours, I understand the desire to intervene. Studies also show that dads are more likely to do a child's homework than a mom. Parents might feel that children are worked too hard at school all day. Then they have to come home and begin all over again. And this seems like too much for some parents. So they only see themselves as helping their child. They become overly sympathetic, so they do the homework. Another group of parents that end up doing the homework are the ones who have to work a full, exhausting day themselves. They don't have time to explain or go over it, just complete the task and move on. Professionals say that this is a combination of weak parenting skills and weak philosophy. It may seem faster and easier, but making a family efficient doesn't automatically make it work better. Then sometimes in the well-to-do suburban homes there exists a competition to have a perfect GPA and outshine your peers academically, usually inspired by the parents. Parents who want their kids to get into an Ivy League or an exclusive college or university. These parents consider themselves tipping the scale slightly in their kids' favor, but this has consequences. Then there are the parents who have, shall we say,
no wire hangers!
Personality problems. The police parent, the parent who patrols/controls their kid's life. Many are sad individuals who try to live vicariously through their children's lives. Susan Darst at showandtell.com says some parents over-identify with school assignments and kind of move in on their child's task, taking them on to boost up their own flagging self-esteem. This parent is more excited about the A on a project than the actual student is because it's the parent's project. The parent will become distraught or disappointed at a less than perfect grade like a B or a C. Now to a kid, compared to his peers, a B or a C isn't too shabby if it was earned. But to a grown adult who's already finished school and maybe has a college degree under their belt, sitting on top of that low self-esteem, that B or a C is actually like an F. And these parents are doing the most. They write down the answers and tell their kids to erase and copy it in their own handwriting. They buy teachers' workbooks off of eBay and teach their child the art of dishonesty. Then there are the parents who shell out hundreds of dollars at a print shop for a poster for a 4th grade class election, a poster that was supposed to be made at school. When parents do this kind of behavior, they undermine the two of America's most valuable resources. 1, our kids. 2, our teachers. The teacher is not stupid. They may already know that you're doing your child's homework. They do spend around 7 to 8 hours a day with your child for around 8 to 9 months. Not counting sleep, some teachers spend more time with the child than the parent. Now yes, there are a lot of parents who won't put the smartphone down. They avoid teachers and they are not involved in their own child's life personally, let alone academically. But I'm not talking about abusive or negligent parents. I'm talking about good people who are unintentionally hurting their kids when they're actually believing that they're helping them. In the real world, cheating comes with consequences and people get hurt. Do you want to raise your child to be dishonest? Or just sit back and support a lie through silence? How long until the child decides you need to be lied to just like the teacher? Is that A or B really worth showing your child that you don't believe in their abilities? Homework reinforces classwork done at school. Homework teaches about self-discipline and how to work in a self-governing way. Have you ever had a coworker whose hand you had to hold the entire time at the office? You're making that person. Why invest so much into your child only to sabotage them from ever truly being great? In 2014, Duke University and the University of Texas in Austin did a study that revealed that regardless of socioeconomic background, highly involved parents did not positively affect the child's academic success. In some cases, it had very negative effects by the time the child reached middle school. Personally, I believe in letting a kid be a kid, even if it does look imperfect to onlookers. After the 7th grade, I was homeschooled, so all of my work was homework. Homeschool for me meant being forced into independent thought, and I learned how to set my own workload and how to pace myself. I learned how to recognize, solve, and avoid problems. I, like most kids, had a thirst for learning, which is usually much stronger than a parent's hunger for validation. Okay, if you want to help your kids with homework, here's what the experts suggest you should do. Number 1, provide a quiet, distraction-free zone for homework. Number 2, don't turn homework time negative with complaining about how much or how hard your child's homework is. Number 3, don't compromise your child's respect for the teacher. Number 4, F's won't kill your child. Take a risk and believe in your child's ability to recognize mistakes and encourage them to fix them. Number 5, don't drag it out. Professionals suggest that between the ages of 6 and 8, only 30 to 40 minutes at a time. For kids ages 8 to 10 years old, it's only 60 to 90 minutes. And in high school, the max is between 2 to 3 hours. Scholastically, children reach maximum performance in about 30 minutes. And after an hour and a half, it decreases and it continues to decrease. So do the hard stuff first. And remember to take 15-minute breaks in between these long periods of time. Number 6, cut out or cool down the extracurricular. Sports, band, chess, choir, orchestra, tutoring, foreign language. Along with the stress of managing one's own budding social life, all of these events, practices, and rehearsals, and ribbons, and pieces of paper will still not guarantee your child's success or happiness. Please don't shortchange academics for extracurricular. Who knows, music or sports might actually make your child a millionaire, but education about math and economics will keep them a millionaire or help them to become a billionaire. I guess to summarize it all up, be a coach. The coach does not require the same number of calories as the player. The coach does not need the same workout routine as the player. And I'm from Alabama, a football state. And I know for a fact that there are a lot of coaches who would love to run out onto the field and hold a quarterback's hand the entire game. But they don't. A coach organizes and advises. He inspires and empowers. Help with homework, please, by all means. But let your child take the lead. Instead, show how answers can be found in their own textbooks. Textbooks you're technically paying for already anyway. If you think your kid has too much homework, talk to the teacher. Ask about resources for help. Thanks to everybody for clicking, and if you stayed, thanks for sticking. If you dig what I do, please like and subscribe. So, on that note, I'm going to leave you with this.